Hey guys, I'm back. I'm going to be exploring another regional cuisine today. I'm going to be focusing on the food from Senegal. I have to say I don't know too much. I know that it's in Africa, and I know that it was a French colony until the early 60s. I know peanut is a major crop, so it must be in a lot of the soups and stews. Other than that, I really don't know too much. I was introduced to a TED Talk led by Chef Pierre Thiam, who's from Senegal, and he was talking about an ancient grain called fonio. I'm going to show you a little bit of the clip.
We discovered an ancient grain called fonio. It is nutritious. In addition, fonio cultivation is great for the environment.
Pierre was talking about how fonio has a really nutty and earthy flavor. I haven't heard of fonio. I kind of need to see it up close. So I'm gonna go visit Pierre at his restaurant Teranga, uptown in East Harlem, and we're gonna cook with him. I have no idea what I'm gonna cook. I imagine he'll have some fonio for me. I'm just ready to explore. This is Teranga. This is the menu, and this is the kitchen. Okay, Pierre, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
Thank you for having me. We're obviously not at Teranga.
No.
So where are we exactly?
We are at Hot Bread Kitchen here.
Okay.
This is our partners. This is our commissary. That's where we do our cooking. A couple blocks from Teranga, so we need a stronger equipment kitchen. So
this is where majority of the cooking happens for the restaurant.
That's right. That's where the magic
And
happens.
so I know you have a few ingredients for me to try.
Yeah.
You have them ready to
Tell
go?
you
Okay,
about
let's
it.
try.
Yeah, sure.
We're making how many dishes today?
We make a chicken yassa, supu kanja, fonio that will accompany both those dishes. We'll make the plantain as well, this fried plantain, jollof fonio, and the peanut sauce.
Amazing.
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Lots to do.
Here, I know we have Hamadou as helping us out here.
Hamadou is the chef de cuisine. Chef de cuisine at Teranga, and we work
So he's
together.
your right-hand man.
My right-hand man for over 20 years. 20 years, right? More than
20 years?
Yeah.
So before I try these ingredients, explain a little bit about Teranga and like what kind of food you guys are making over there.
Teranga is inspired by the cuisine of Africa, focused mostly in West Africa. Today we do Senegalese for the most part.
How would you describe, like, I guess, the fundamental flavors of Senegalese food?
You have a balance in the Senegalese cuisine. You have the acidity that comes from the lime, for instance. You'll see it in the yassa sauce today. You have a strong emphasis on fermentation as well. So this is this ingredient that I wanted you to try, netetu.
Netetu.
Yeah, or dawa dawa. It's fermented locust bean. It's strong smell. It has an interesting chocolatey flavor.
There's a lot going on there. It has a lot of depth. Like, a little goes a long way, it seems.
Totally.
There's also, like, as soon as it hit my tongue and, like, it got a little bit wet, it became like a paste, almost.
That's right. Originally, it's a paste. This has been dehydrated, and it's even more pungent. It's like the strong taste, like the black beans, the fermented beans. Fermented black beans, the same way. Moringa.
Moringa.
Moringa. That's a leaf from a tree. It's a powerhouse. At the restaurant, we use it to make juice. We use it to make a moringa latte. Yeah, it's a bit strong too, but go for it. You'll taste it there.
It's very potent. There's a bit of heat to it. Like, it's a little bit...
Interesting, yeah.
I find it like a touch peppery, almost. Like, it's a little spicy.
Yeah, we have spicy.
And you're like,
show
no, it's
him
not.
the Scotch bonnet. Where's the pepper? Yeah, that's
I know is spicy.
That's a missing ingredient.
That
actually.
I know is spicy. The 11th ingredient.
That's a different level of spiciness. Yeah. The name for this is lalo. This is from the baobab fruit. It grows to be 1,000 years old. You know, it's like a giant tree. The leaves are used as a binding agent. It makes it easier to digest. You know, it is just almost gluey, almost like okra a little bit. Yes.
Yeah. The texture.
Yeah, actually,
like
that's the baobab.
I have no idea what
you
that
have no
is.
idea. This is red palm oil. That's extracted from the seed of a palm tree. This is so nutritious. This has 11 times more beta-carotene than carotene itself. No.
More?
No, it's enough.
Don't take more.
Don't take more?
Yeah, don't take
Well,
more.
no, I mean, it's just, I mean, it won't hurt you, but it's just... I love it just like this over rice. You know, back home, traditionally, I remember we have steamed rice. We call it nyankatang, and we just pour the oil on top of it. It's just like, it's just simple. Like
I
that.
could see that. There's like a, in the beginning, it's like a slight sweetness almost.
Yeah, yeah.
And then at the very end, it's like a touch bitter.
Yeah,
So before we get into fonio, tell us about this because you're the founder.
that's right. Yes,
Okay.
yes. I'm the co-founder of Yolele. Yolele Foods is an African pantry for the American market. So I work with farmers in West Africa, usually like the smallholder farmers, and I take their products, which are amazing products that you don't have access to here, like fonio, for instance. That's the African quinoa. It's very nutritious. It cooks in 5 minutes. It grows in poor soil. You know, it's drought resistant.
You said it cooks very quickly, correct?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Amido is gonna show you the cooking because that's the cooking that he does here at Teranga. Yeah. For 1 cup of fonio, 2 cups of water, just like rice.
That's the rule,
Yeah.
okay.
The water is boiling and you pour it slowly and you stir it. And once it's all poured in, you close it back and you lower the temperature. Wait 5 minutes.
It really does look like couscous.
Yeah. And you see how this was 1 cup of fonio. The fonio, when you cook it, it gives you 4 times the amount of, so it's like 4 to 5 times even.
So the first dish we're making is
The chicken yassa.
the chicken yassa. So I've heard of yassa, but I mostly have heard about yassa with fish.
Oh yeah, no, we have both. We have yassa with fish, yassa with chicken, yassa with lamb. But the chicken yassa is very popular actually. Then it comes with an onion sauce. That's the thing with yassa, the onion sauce. Lots of onions, you know, that's been cooked to the caramelizing point. And with lime in it, that makes the difference. The lime, acidity, sweetness of the onions, the balance of that, and then and Scotch bonnet, yeah.
And Scotch bonnet, okay.
And Hamidou knows how to do it.
Okay, the time for garlic. Put the oil now, black pepper, salt, you mix everything together.
The lime?
Lots of onions, lots of onions.
And you cover.
Oh, no stirring.
Yeah, like 15 minutes.
Uh-huh.
You take the pot off and you mix it.
Okay.
I'm gonna start grilling chicken.
And this, the onions, let's see here what's going on. Okay, it's starting to take
Starting
some
to
color on the side, yeah. So now you want to start stirring it.
Okay. Wow, so you take it so that it's dark underneath.
It's dark underneath and you start stirring it now. A Scotch bonnet pepper and bay leaf. And now you add the lime juice.
A little bit salt.
Covered. I love how saucy it is. Okay. You like the, I feel like you love the onions.
Yes, I love the onions.
Like, it's garlicky. My favorite thing are the actual onions. I was cutting them very thin in the beginning, and then you said not so thin. And what you get is like caramelized onions that are still juicy.
Yeah, I love this dish. It's the dish from the south of Senegal, and that's where my parents originate from.
Did you grow up eating this?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have this belief that the guest, the person who comes to your house, is someone who's bringing you some blessings, and you receive the blessings by offering something that you have. And usually the best thing that you have is the food. So when you come to a house, people are eating, they'll always ask you to come and eat. Even if you're unexpected, they'll be like, okay, come and join the bowl, you know.
Oh, I love
Come and sit around the bowl.
Sweet.
Yes. Supu kanja. That's the ancestor of the gumbo. The only difference between the supu kanja and the supu kanja that you see in New Orleans or Louisiana is the palm oil.
Amazing.
And you serve it over rice, traditionally over rice or over fonio.
Today we're gonna have it with fonio.
Today we have it with fonio.
All right. More onion.
So now we have the seafood here.
So we're going to clean the shrimp. C'est plus intéressant comme ça te fait à manger avec la main.
Manger, it's nicer to eat.
Yeah, but eat with the hand.
Je parle français.
Tu parles français? Ah ouais, ok, c'est pas mal, ok.
Mon oncle habite en France.
Oh, où ça? À Paris?
En Grand-Liban, just like an hour from Paris.
Okay, okay, nice. Okay,
Désolé.
Désolé. Both of us have been colonized by French, you know, Burkina Faso and Senegal, so.
And so how would you say that has influenced, obviously, language, but food-wise, how would you say?
Oh, it has in many ways. You know, not only the French ones, but we have a small Vietnamese community in Senegal.
Oh,
then, you know, you
that
have
sounds
oh yes, so
delicious.
Oh yeah, it's delicious. It's delicious. Each of them, they bring their influences, and Senegalese have a way of turning it into a Senegalese. Yeah. So the best food I think in the world are the one that has multicultural influences. So that's
a lot of different people, a lot of different languages, history coming through.
Totally.
And flavors.
Yeah. I'm just gonna boil the shrimp, the shells of the shrimp, to bring a more intense flavor for the stock.
You add the stock first, and then you're gonna add the onions first,
that's right.
and then you're gonna add the seafood in batches.
In batches, that's correct. Yes. Okay, so now the okra. That's the next step for the supu kanya. Yeah, so you guys start chopping the okra.
I'm gonna watch you first.
Then really fine slices.
You can share the one like that too.
He's got a little like trail. You did.
Let's go.
Okay.
Who's gonna go faster?
You really do the trail though. Okay.
Got them right. Yeah, it's okay.
So we're gonna add the dawa dawa, pepper, scotch bonnet. So now we add the okra, right?
Yeah.
We take the bay leaves out. Palm oil, we will the palm.
Oh, quite a bit.
Yeah, quite a bit, yeah. Remember, it's a healthy oil. There was a lot of rumors about palm oil. Part of it is due to how it's hurting the environment if it's processed the way they process it in Southeast Asia, where they destroy the forest of orangutan to. Yeah. So the best way to use palm oil, you have to source it from particularly West African palm oil, the one that's sourced from natural, not from the forest that's been devastated to create palm oil. So that's the difference. So, you know, you have to be mindful how you source it.
And not from a depleted area.
Not from a depleted area. So now you can bring your seafood, and it's ready pretty much, you know. Et voilà.
You see, like what the okra has done. Like it definitely has like a sticky quality to it. The fonio is perfect for the super kanya because the okra thickens up the sauce so much. So it's not so much that the fonio is absorbing that liquid, but it does take on the very sticky, syrupy consistency from the okra. And the okra still has a bite, which I like.
And the thing about fonio, you're right, it likes a lot of sauce, and it has a neutral flavor, so it's very versatile. You can use fonio and it can replace any grains in your favorite recipes. Okay, so now we're going to make the plantain. This way of cooking plantain is also known as aloko. Comes out very sweet. You want the plantain to be black, you know, when it's ripe. So while this is cooking, we can just finish up the jollof fonio as well. Jollof fonio is a mythical, symbolic dish of West Africa. You know, Senegalese invented jollof, jollof rice actually, and Nigerians claim to make the best jollof rice, and Ghanaians claim to make the best one. And we're having this war that's happening right now, which each country is claiming to have the best of the jollof. So, you know, of course, Teranga has the best. So basically, this sauce was made ahead of time. He's gonna finish cooking the vegetables in it. So he's gonna add the lalo, the baobab powder.
So lalo is the one that is a little less potent.
Yes.
It's still vegetal and makes it easier to digest the fonio.
Precisely.
Oh, whoops. I did it on purpose.
It's okay.
Don't zoom in.
It's okay.
And then that's the same sauce that we're going to use to add to the fonio and fold it into the fonio.
That's it. We have jollof fonio.
So I know we're making the last dish. I know it's a peanut-based dish. So what's the name and how would you eat it?
Well, this is a sauce that comes over grains, you know. So without the grains, it becomes mafe. It's a mafe sauce. But if you add the grains, like the way we're going to do it with moringa and collard greens, it becomes sauce feuille, which means which means leaves, sauce of leaves.
Sauce of leaves.
Yeah, so it's like peanut, tomato, and the leaves.
So this is the tomato sauce thinned out with a bit of water.
Exactly. You put the peanut butter and slowly dilute it. So meanwhile, I'm gonna blanch these colored greens.
That is beautiful.
Yeah?
Yeah, that is good.
Say it again, say it again. What is
It's
it?
beautiful, it's good. You the one making the chef. Yes.
Moringa,
Yeah.
and you add the rest of the greens. Pretty much done.
With the plantains, there seems to be like a hot sauce?
Yes, it's we call it hot pepper jam.
Hot pepper jam.
Yeah.
You guys make it over here?
We make it over here, yeah. It's pureed scotch bonnet, oil, garlic, and you cook it slowly and you puree it. Ooh. Right?
Yeah, it's spicy.
Spicy, right?
So with the plantains, I've had plantains before, and I think we did a decent job frying.
Yeah, and
You know,
slicing.
I like them this color. The hot sauce is great.
It's great, but it's spicy.
It is spicy. The fonio, I didn't know what I was gonna expect with just a little bit of the tomato sauce and the lalo, but it actually kind of, it makes it lighter because of the acid from the tomatoes. It doesn't feel like as heavy, which is interesting because the sauce fait is quite heavy.
Exactly, and that's why you eat it with fonio, because it's heavy, you know, especially at night. People like to eat fonio. Fonio is a grain that digests very easily. It's a special grain.
The yassa, the supercania, and the sauce fait are all served with fonio. What was this kind of like made you think to kind of bring it to the States?
For different reasons. One, first of all, because fonio is great for the environment. It's a drought-resistant grain. 5,000 years this grain's been around, and it's just limited to this region of Africa, which is a region that's like deserted, you know, refugees, crises. If we can figure out a way to turn this grain into a world-class crop, that would change the whole dynamic there. That was the inspiration behind me supporting fonio. You know, I knew that in this part of the world, in the West, there was a demand for a grain that was gluten-free, that was nutritious, rich in protein, you know, low glycemic. It was checking all the indexes. So it was really for all those reasons that I felt like this, you know, I took this mission on bringing fonio, and it's delicious. You know, so.
So it was great to work with Pierre. I knew there was definitely some grains that were going to be used that I was not familiar with, but now I have a deeper understanding of fonio and how long it's been around and just how easily it's able to grow in depleted areas. It makes sense seeing that was part of multiple dishes. And then to see the two green powders. First, the one made with moringa leaves, which was so potent, definitely had like a herbaceous, bitter undertone to it. And then the lalo, which was the one that was a little bit paler, that made it easier to digest the sauce fait, the peanut sauce. I liked how there was reasoning to everything. If I were to describe the food of Senegal to someone, I would say that it's like, well, there's definitely some of the dishes can read as quite heavy. It's a lot more balanced. You get that lime juice in a lot of the dishes, and you get that acid that cuts the kind of richness that you would get from peanut butter, from like the sauce fait. There's definitely a technique into each dish. So I'm curious to kind of do even a deeper dive on my own and to go back in the kitchen and try to recreate some of these dishes. I'm back in the test kitchen. Last week I was visiting Pierre at Teranga, and today I'm here with Carla Lolly Music. Hi, Carla.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm so excited.
You're excited?
Use my full name. It
Yeah,
was so formal.
The four ingredients that I thought that were really cool were these four here.
Cool.
Fonio. Had it before, tasted it before.
No.
It's a grain, really easy to cultivate. Dawa dawa.
It's like chocolate foot.
Yes. Chocolate foot. No, I said chocolate and fish sauce.
Right.
Adds a great amount of depth to whatever it touches. Moringa, which comes from the moringa leaf.
Right.
It has like a bitter quality to it.
Alfalfa.
Beautiful color. Yeah.
Super alfalfa.
So this
That's
is
the
lalo. This is another leaf.
Tastes like matcha.
It tastes like matcha.
Like I could see how those would pair.
Pair well together.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be using some of these ingredients, not all of them, but I'm gonna cook you the chicken yassa, fry up some plantains, and some of the fonio.
Perfect.
Okay. First, I'm gonna prepare a dish. It's chicken yassa. Have you had yassa before?
No, I'm excited.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the onions going.
Okay.
We can pick some time. 2 limes, juice, neutral oil.
And so this is the marinade.
This is the marinade. I'm gonna heat some oil up in a Dutch oven, add that into the hot oil, cover it, and that's it.
Cool.
We're not gonna stir it.
So does it like darken and steam?
Yeah, it darkens and steams.
Neat.
It's gonna release a lot of water.
Yeah.
Once that liquid has reduced and the pan is almost dry, then you give it a toss. 3 big bay leaves, juice of 1 lime. He used Scotch bonnet. We didn't find any, so we're using habanero. Next, I'm going to show you something very simple to make. It's called fonio. You cook it very much like you would couscous.
Cool.
So it's kind of a 1-to-2 ratio of fonio to water. You serve it with the chicken yassa. 1 cup fonio and 2 cups water. Bring it to a boil.
Okay.
Once I see a few bubbles, I'll just cover it, reduce it to low, let it go for 5 minutes. The chicken yassa was served over the fonio, but there was this green paste-like condiment served on top. We didn't make it, and so I did call him up. He did tell me what's in the condiment. It's called roof, and it's just parsley, lime juice, salt, chilies and garlic, and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Heat's there, both in the parsley.
Tasting the garlic more too. I like it.
I'm gonna let this hang, the
Okay.
roof,
Roof.
and then we're going to fry some plantains. I
Oh,
feel like you love plantains.
I do. I really do.
These were definitely the color that Pierre
That he was using.
These are going way too fast, so I might have to do a new batch.
Oil was a little too high?
Yeah.
Okay. Too much color, too fast, raw in the middle? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. This feels right.
Yep.
Great. Okay, Carla, so we have a few dishes from Teranga, the actual dishes they serve, and then we have the versions that, well, I feel like we made together.
Ooh, okra.
This is the super kanja.
I also love okra. Did you know that about me? A lot of people don't.
Fonio, this has a bit of tomato, it has the moringa.
I love the moringa now.
It's a peanut sauce. It read to me more of like a side dish of sorts.
Sweet, pretty light hand with salt overall.
Try, go back and forth. This
Okay.
is their chicken yassa. This
Really
is mine.
similar in appearance. I'm gonna try his first, just the way you did. You really get the sweetness.
From the
I guess it's
onions?
just from the onion, but it's like, it's really, it's there. I think you did a very faithful job.
What do you think of the
Into
fonio?
the fonio.
Right?
It's so fluffy.
It's so fluffy.
Yeah, it's like a really beautifully steamed and fluffed couscous. I love it.
Okay, should we try some plantains?
Yeah, why not? So sweet, firm and mushy at the same time. I think they went longer and they were riper.
Yeah, I think they were definitely
But
riper. Different, but I'm
but really holding its shape, not like as sticky, but really and dry. It's drier. The texture's drier. Really good though. Love plantains. Thank you for reminding me how much I love plantains.
all right. I know you're a tough critic.
Really? Trying to be so fair and even-handed.
Well, I guess like what are your thoughts on how I went about it?
This was such a faithful recreation. Like the way that the onion is used in so few ingredients, that became like a major part of the flavoring, where in a lot of other cuisines, the onion is meant to be like a back note or disappear. So that was really cool. I really do like the texture that you achieved. I think it's really great. Thank you for making plantains for me, which you've never done before, and for like sharing your journey. And then maybe like the next time you go there, you know, like
Bring
just
you with you?
bring me with you.
I'm gonna snap some photos to send to Pierre. Let me know your thoughts. It was amazing to cook with Pierre and Hamadou and learn from them. And the fonio, I think, is just going to become a new staple. Like, I think that's like going to be my backup grain for now. It's so easy. The texture is just better than couscous. I know I've just kind of barely skimmed the top, but I think it's definitely pushed me to not just learn more about Senegal and the food from there, but just learn more about those ingredients that I picked up. So, till next time.